Dad Camp, day 18. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome. So, today I want to talk to you about the concept of collision. Been married for 25 years, and Diane and I have matured and grown in a lot of ways. But one of the things that I have realized that I feel like, in my humble opinion, is quite unrealistic is this concept that there's going to be peace in my home and there's never going to be collision. That somehow that's the end goal of my marriage and my relationship with my children is that we just never collide, that we just always get along. Now, that sounds good on the surface, but one, I just feel like it's really unrealistic. Maybe it's possible for some people, but with the personalities that I'm dealing with in my house, myself included, it feels impossible and it feels quite unrealistic. So I've just decided to strive for a better goal. It's not a lack of collision, because if there's a lack of collision, then that means basically you just have a bunch of clones walking around. Like, we never think differently or feel differently. We're always just the same, so we never collide. And I think sometimes collision is necessary. But collision is no fun. I don't enjoy it any more than you do. My wife and my kids had a huge collision last night. It happens. So what I'm trying to pursue is fighting fair. Okay? So for us in our house, we've just established some ground rules that these are boundaries that we don't go past. Okay? And if we do, we call each other out. Okay? And they're not written rules. They're things that we just kind of stumbled onto along the way, okay? One of them is we don't leave the house if we're angry. Now, you can go to another room, but don't leave the house, because if you leave the house, I don't know what in the world you're up to. Don't swear at each other. That's another big one. Don't threaten violence. Don't threaten divorce. Now, I really do try to avoid yelling, but I am far from successful. Okay, I was not successful at that last night. I was yelling at my kids, yelling at my wife. I did not succeed in that. I'm getting better. I yell a lot less than I used to. So what I'm trying to take ownership of is not the fact that I didn't avoid the fight. Yeah, I could have avoided the fight last night, because there is a principle of a soft answer turns away wrath. You know, that just because someone is a jerk to you doesn't mean you have to be a jerk back. I'm not real good at that principle, okay? I'm trying to get better of avoiding fights. But some fights I feel like are just inevitable. So we're learning how to fight fair, and learning is there growth in our relationship because of the collision. Collision is inevitable sometimes, and hopefully the collision will result in growth in your life and in your spouse's life and your kid's life. But I really do feel like collision is inevitable. So what I try to do is back over the fight and take ownership of the things that I did not handle well. Most of the time I need to apologize. Most of the time I need to apologize for raising my voice. A lot of times I need to apologize for what I said, but not apologize for the collision. Not apologize that we fought, because I think a lot of times collision is necessary. So this is what I try to do. Don't fight to be right, fight for relationship. And that's messy, my friends. I want to be right. And fighting for relationship is messy. Why? Because yes, I'm part of the problem and I can do my best to fix me, but I can't fix them. I can't change them. They have to take responsibility for them, and I can only do what I can do. I can't control them. That's a difficult one. So that's my challenge to you today, guys, is to, one, give up the unrealistic notion that you're never going to collide with your spouse or with your kids. Learn how to fight fair, and own, when you do collide, own the things when you step out of bounds and apologize for them, and learn how to not fight to be right, but to fight for relationship. Well, that is another day of Dad Boot Camp in the books.